Final four teams officially set at the 2026 World Cup, and this might be the strongest semifinal field we have ever seen. France, Spain, England, and defending champion Argentina are still all alive. Jude Bellingham is becoming England's superstar after another match winning performance against Norway. Mbappe continues to look unstoppable for France. Spain has allowed just one goal the entire tournament. And Lionel Messi, well, he's chasing another World Cup final at 39 years old. Now it's France versus Spain and England versus Argentina. Mbappe, Messi, Bellingham, Yamal, four global powers, four superstar storylines, and just two games left before the World Cup final. If the first 100 matches were this good, these semifinals could be unforgettable. After 100 matches, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is down to its final four, and it's hard to argue the biggest powers in the world of football haven't earned their place.
Yep. Spain, France, England, and Argentina all headed to the semifinal after surviving an incredible quarterfinal round that featured superstar performances, dramatic extra time finishes, and yet another unforgettable chapter in what is becoming the one of the greatest World Cups ever played. So it'll be France versus Spain, England versus Argentina. It is going to be phenomenal.
Let's talk about Jude Bellingham. He continues his
You
rise.
got to hold. You got to say it. You got to say it the proper British term. Jude Bellingham.
Bellingham.
Bellingham. There
Hmm.
you go.
If there has been one player stealing headlines over the past week, it's England's Bellingham. Fresh off of helping England survive Mexico in one of the tournament's greatest matches, he delivered again against Norway. England struggled for long stretches, but once again, their young superstar took over when it mattered most, scoring twice, including extra time winner to eliminate Holland and Norway. Conversation before this tournament centered around Harry Kane. Now, many believe Bellingham has become England's most important player.
Yeah, Bellingham has really stepped up into this role, and it's right. You were right to mention that Harry Kane was the guy. Harry Kane has been the face of the England squad for a while now, and Bellingham really has stepped up in a massive, massive way to help make this team look a lot more dangerous going through this tournament.
Let's talk about France. France still looks like the team to beat in the tournament. If there's one team that has looked consistently dominant from start to finish, it has been France. Mbappe has been on fire as well as this champs. I mean, their squad has been clinical on both sides of the field. Mbappe continues adding to its incredible tournament. But what makes France so dangerous is that opponents can't focus on just one player. They have a lot of different weapons on that team.
No, they do, and Mbappe has been fantastic. Didier Deschamps has been incredible as well. You also have the scoring prowess of Dembele as well, has really helped this French team out. And of the three remaining teams, of the four remaining teams, France is really the only one that hasn't had a scare. France is the one that looks like the most complete team through this tournament. So it'd be kind of hard to bet against France going up against the team that we're about to talk about next year.
Yeah, Spain. I mean, their formula is working. They have not been beaten in 36
Yeah, I
now.
believe it's 36. Yeah.
36 straight matches. That doesn't mean they've won all of them, but they haven't been beaten in all of them. And they may not be grabbing the headlines the same way as France and England, but they continue to win and they continue to advance. And they have overcome what was a scary start to the World Cup after they took a scoreless draw against Cape Verde. They've done a pretty good job and they've only conceded one goal in the entire tournament.
Yeah, they have been fantastic. Rodri has been great in the midfield. Yamal continuing to grow as a young teenager. Yamal is going to be with Spain for the next several World Cups, about the next 4 or 5 for sure. Now their focus is going to be how do you slow down Mbappe, and then when you do, how do you have enough to be able to slow down Dembele because he has been another big goal scorer, big goal contributor for France. So once you get one guy down, you can't completely focus on him. There's a couple of other guys that you've got to focus on. And for Spain, that's going to be a very, very tall order because France has multiple ways of beating you. They made the World Cup final in Qatar in 2022. They won it in 2018. they are going to be they're still a very very difficult test as they sit in their golden era right now.
Meanwhile, let's talk about Argentina. Messi's last dance potentially in the World Cup. I mean, he keeps adding chapters to one of the greatest careers this sport has ever seen, or sports in general have ever
Mhm.
seen. Argentina needed extra time to get past Switzerland. Julian Alvarez delivered with the winning goal, but once again, Messi was at the center of everything. And at 39 years old, he is still producing magical moments. We've seen that all World Cup long.
Yeah, Argentina has been the one that's been scared the most out of these 4 remaining teams, so it's interesting to see how Argentina and Messi have continued to be in this spot. Again, you go to extra time against Switzerland. The match before that was under great scrutiny as you almost lost. You went down 2, nearly 3 goals to Egypt and almost got knocked out before the quarterfinal. So Argentina right now, I don't see them losing to England, but if it comes down to them and France, the 2 remaining teams that have not lost a match or drawn a match in this World Cup, they're a perfect 6-0-0. If it comes down to those 2, I kinda hard to bet against France at this point.
Is this the strongest Final Four we've seen in the modern World Cup?
I would think so. I mean, when you're talking about when you see the 4 teams that you have left, England's the weakest one, and they're not a bad squad. They're all top 10 teams, all top 5 teams, I believe, in the FIFA World Rankings right now. When you're in a Final Four and England is the worst of the bunch, you have a pretty doggone solid Final Four. There's no surprises. There's no there's no Netherlands here. There's no Morocco here like there was last year, but still, it's a darn good Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it across the board, I mean, France might have one of the deepest teams. Spain plays the most complete, possession football. Argentina still has the greatest player of this
Mhm.
generation, and England has arguably the hottest player in the tournament. So I think it is probably the strongest Final Four that we've seen in the modern era of the World Cup. Should be a fun semifinal this week.